There possibility of NUP teaming up with the UPC of AKENA, since we have seen people working with Isa Otoamiza, a member of UPC party?
Yes, I've had conversations. We have had interactions with various leaders. The Honorable Jimmy AKENA, the Honorable Isha Oto, and many other leaders from northern Uganda. We believe in collaboration, especially on principle.
During Bobi Wine's tour in the northern region, he came out to insinuate on working in a coalition with the party leader of UPC, AKENA. We all know Bobi Wine, after I think the Gulu meeting, went to Lira where he had some engagement on radio station. Then the journalists from there asked him about the workings with the UPC. And Bobi Wine was open to working with AKENA, the former first son, the party leader of the UPC. And I think that is in a good direction. And I'm going to tell you the reason. Because I don't think that there is any party that can field the candidates in the whole country. In the last election, NUP, I think, fielded 187, if I'm not mistaken. FDC, I think, fielded, 200 and something. So there is no party that can field in each and every position across the country. Even NRM that does that on party money and through coercion. Because in some areas, NRM closes out very many parties. In fact, it is even normal in other countries. Parties win their presidency without fielding across the entire country. Take the example from Kenya. Kenya, UDA was fielded candidate in two regions, Rift Valley and Central Kenya, and some pockets of other countries, because no party can be recepted by each and everyone across the country, because our political parties, especially in Africa, are built on religion, tribe. Like it or not, UPC was basically Protestant, DP was Catholic, GMA was Muslim. DP, we were supposed to be a Catholic and a Muganda to head. I know those barriers are now broken down, but they are still in people's hearts. It's the reason why in the last election, UPC won the Lango sub-region at parliamentary level almost 65%. Yet in other regions, it never even fielded the candidates, never got anything. It's the reason why NRM is very strong in the Western. Where it is defeated, like in Uganda, you see killings, beatings, jailings. They want to force NRM on the people. So after General MUSEVENI is gone, I anticipate parties having their stronghold where they would come out to work with each other. I know right now that cannot work because we are under revolution. It's not a democracy. We are fighting a dictatorship to go. But in a normal democracy, it is totally normal for a party not to be strong in a certain area. What General MUSEVENI doesn't understand is that he thinks that NRM is supposed to be loved anywhere. It's impossible. FDC was strong in the eastern, yet weak in other areas. It is totally very normal. Okay, if you have a good democracy, parties may need to come and work with each other so that they can attain the presidency. By the way, this is what happened after our independence. The DP went in coalition with the UPC to form government, with Kabaka Ika to form government. It's totally very normal. Okay. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the coalition between AKENA and Bobi Wine, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to remind you, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. 1. Bobi Wine came out to hint about working with AKENA. Remember, even AKENA announced his presidential bid. In fact, he has been in parliament for now 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. He came out to say that he's going to stand as president. If you look at the election partner in the Lango sub-region, in the last presidential election, Bobi Wine got almost, I think, 35%. Museveni got, I think, 65% in the Lango sub-region. But at the parliamentary level, UPC won the majority. It means that UPC is strong in the Lango sub-region. And it's totally okay, because a party cannot be a stronghold in the entire country. Parties have their stronghold for different reasons. So, if Bobi Wine comes out to hint about working with the AKENA, I see where the Lango sub-region will be won by the opposition. Because the opposition largely won at the parliamentary level and the council level, but Museveni took the presidential level. Do you know why? Because Bobi Wine didn't have a lot of, and NUP didn't have a lot of candidates in the Lango sub-region. Okay? So the votes were given to UPC at the parliamentary level. And remember, a parliamentary position also acts as a borehole for the presidential votes, because your parliamentary candidate also campaigns for you. So Bobi Wine hitting about working with AKENA is a milestone. In fact, let me first play with the tape of AKENA and Bobi Wine speak about working with AKENA. Here's the tape.
There possibility of NUP teaming up with the UPC of AKENA, since we have seen people working with Isa Otoamiza, a member of UPC party?
Yes, I've had conversations. We have had interactions with various leaders. The Honorable Jimmy AKENA, the Honorable Isha Oto, and many other leaders from northern Uganda. We believe in collaboration, especially on principle. We believe in working together with all forces of change, all people, all groups, all parties and formations that want to see a liberation of Uganda from this tyranny. So yes, we are happy and willing and ready to work with everybody. But I must also make it clear that collaborations are not only between political players or political parties, but the main collaboration is between the people of Uganda, rising above tribe, rising above religion, rising above class, but working together, focusing on their common pain and common aspirations and dreams for the people of Uganda, for the new Uganda, for the next generation. So yes, we are hoping to work closely with other political players, but I want to most importantly encourage the people of Uganda across the country from all regions to work together and see that they put an end to this dictatorship led by General Museveni.
Mr. President.
That is Bobi Wine. So for me, I think it is a great move. In fact, I was discussing with someone and told him, we've tried to defeat General Museveni. Of course, the elections are not fair and fair. They rob us, they beat us, they jail us. But there are some regions which defy and vote for the opposition. For example, in 2021, Bobi Wine got massive support both at the parliamentary and the presidential and central. Busoga, they voted for NUP, they didn't have candidates. The NRM won the parliamentary level. So if candidates go back in each and every stronghold so that they can at least get members of parliament and the parliamentary vote, we can beat General Museveni hands down, and at least we can beat him and force him to leave power. It has ever happened to Kamuzu Banda when he opened up parliamentary multipartism. Okay? Kenneth Kaunda in Zambia, he was defeated by Frederick Chiruba after opening up multipartism. Sometimes the dictators are fought on an electoral front, but also defiance. At least we must use this electoral front very diligently. So, since AKENA is going to stand as president, okay, how is the working together going to work? This is my narrative. One, if AKENA stands as president, they may agree that when Bobi Wine comes to Lango sub-region to campaign, he can campaign for UPC candidates. Okay? In some positions, UPs can decide to give away some positions to the few which are being occupied by NRM. Or also, they can decide that Bobi Wine is going to support UPC. It depends on the agreement. But for me, I think some position must be given to NUP, those who are occupied by NRM. Since UPC is the majority in parliament, those already occupied by the UPC should remain as a dominant candidate. Or each party can field candidates in each and every position, but if Bobi Wine comes, he campaigns for those people, as AKENA also campaigns for them, so that people can decide. Although each party fielding in two candidates, they may lead in the split of the vote. Okay. Two, they can also reach an understanding where AKENA can support Bobi Wine, because right now, as it is, like it or not, at least Bobi Wine has something to show. He was the second, putting matters constant, because even the votes were stolen. They may decide to support him. It's very possible, so that he can also support UPC candidates where they have not been able to put NUP candidates in the Lango sub-region. Okay, so opposition must learn to work together. Even if they are to stand or to field the candidates, they must learn not to tackle each other, because trust me, Lango sub-region is ripe for change. Northern region is ripe for change. Every region is ripe for change. Just that there is a master plan of how to navigate this, so that we can at least harvest the change we badly need. So giving a green light that they are made to work together, it is very good. And by the way, AKENA has mobilized the Lango sub-region. I may not be surprised that the Lango sub-region may be won entirely by UPC, because even his wife is now going to run as a woman MP to defeat the ministers, because I think he can beat that minister, the health minister. Okay? Of course, that's my opinion. Do because by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment, so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace. Let me.
Avampala no bulungi nange benjagala obulungi.